Hello Internet, and welcome to a very special installment of my vlog, Game of Loans. The nation of Greece has till 5 o'clock on Wednesday to pay back the 1.6 billion euros the IMF, the European Commission, and the European Central Bank have agreed is necessary for yet another infusion of cash to the debt-strapped country. It's not very likely that they're going to be able to pull it off. They've been ardently doing baklava bake sales throughout Europe, as well as a very impressive Indiegogo campaign, tentatively entitled, "Please help us continue our profligate spending." Greeks aren't happy about this whole system either, and on Sunday they're going to have a referendum to vote on whether or not to accept the proposed conditions necessary for ongoing debt relief from Europe. Now, technically, it's just a referendum on this one specific deal, but in reality, it's basically saying whether or not Greece is going to stay in the Eurozone or not. If Greece leaves the Eurozone, there's going to be a lot of consequences. First, all of Europe's going to be angry at Greece for reneging on its debts, and so it's very likely that Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras will be frozen in carbonite by both Jabba the Hutt and IMF, both of which Greece owes money to. Next, Greece is going to need its own currency. It had the drachma up until 2002, then it switched over to the euro, and it will, going forward, need something to pay back debts and allow its economy to kind of function. Meanwhile, in the United States, we have debt percolating as well. The island of Puerto Rico reportedly has $72 billion in debt, which it's unable to pay. $72 billion sounds like a lot until you consider that America has this much debt owed by the national government. I don't even know what term mathematically that is for that many zeros, but according to economists, it's a fuck ton. And you can add to that the collective debt of American college student loans is about $1 billion, which brings me to my major point. Comparatively, when we factor in Greek debt, Puerto Rican debt, national American debt, and student loans in America, my paltry $422,000 that I owe for gambling debts in Atlantic City is nothing. Nonetheless, I have a plan to deal with this. First, the IMF gives me a $500,000 loan that allows me to pay off my gambling debts in Atlantic City, but leaves a convenient $78,000 that I can take to Atlantic City to turn into some real money. Next, we take all of the student loan debt in America, all $1 billion of it, and we bundle that with all of the national debt we owe to ourselves, which is considerable. Then we take those two debts and we consolidate them onto one very high-interest Visa credit card. We then take that credit card and transfer ownership of it to Governor Alejandra Garcia Padilla of Puerto Rico. Okay, so now we've transferred a lot of our debt to Puerto Rico. We give Puerto Rico to China. Now China has that debt. Now at this point you might think, well, why would China take Puerto Rico then if it's riddled with all this debt we saddle it with? Here's why. Because we're not going to give Puerto Rico, the island, to China. We're going to disguise it as a wooden horse. And who makes the best giant wooden horses? That's right, Greece. So we're going to pay Greece 1.2 billion euros to build a giant wooden horse that we can wrap around the entire island of Puerto Rico. That allows Greece to pay back the IMF. Everybody's happy for at least another week till Greece goes into debt again. Meanwhile, our debt gets canceled out with China. I'm hailed as a financial genius and I'm put on the $100 bill. And I will take that $100 bill and I will go to Atlantic City and I will make it into some real money. Thank you, Internet, and good day.